I'm about as real as they come.
All my beats tailored by Joe. House Digital.
Maserati, Rick in Detroit. Convertible bird in Miami. Graduated summa cum laude. Strip club made a tsunami. Carlton Hines with the ball game. Grateful Edmonds with the snowflakes. Craig Pettis in the M-Town. Sal Magluta with the boat game. Falcone with the cocaine. Like Freeway Ricky with the plug game. Like Monster Cody in South Central. Larry Davis from close range.
The Broward State Attorney's Office plans to seek the death penalty against rapper YNW Melly for the deaths of his two friends. The rapper, whose real name is Jamel, is accused of killing Anthony Williams and Christopher Thomas Jr. in October of last year. Police say Demons shot both men, then along with another man, staged a crime scene to make it look like a drive-by shooting. The two victims were also aspiring rappers. Demons went on social media the day after the shooting to mourn their deaths. Demons and Cortland Henry are charged with first-degree murder. I'm Ken Molestina for CBSMiami.com.
Now at 5:37, two men are in jail this morning, including an up-and-coming Florida rapper. Both men are charged in a double murder. Police are saying the two staged a crime scene to make it look like a drive-by shooting.
We're going to have a break in the case of a double murder in Miramar.
Two people now behind bars, including a South Florida rapper who actually sings a popular song about murder.
Local 10's Christian De La Rosa joining us live now with more on the suspects arrested today. Christian.
That's right, and take a look here. Just moments ago, we obtained this rapper's mugshot from the Broward County Jail. He has turned himself into authorities tonight. He and his alleged accomplice now behind bars.
And I got murder on my mind.
Ironically, one of his biggest hits on YouTube is titled Murder on My Mind. Up-and-coming Florida rapper YNW Melly, also known as Jamel, is now in jail, charged with murdering two men he called his friends. 21-year-old Anthony Williams on the left and 19-year-old Christopher Thomas Jr. Local 10 News cameras were rolling back in October outside the Miramar Memorial Hospital emergency room. Detectives say the two victims arrived here in this 2018 Jeep, the back windshield appearing to be shot up. Both men pronounced dead moments later from gunshot wounds. Investigators telling us 20-year-old Cortland Henry drove both victims to the hospital, claiming they were victims of a drive-by shooting. The next day, the rapper tweeting, quote, "They took my brothers from me over jealousy." But detectives say the claims didn't add up with what they found. And following their forensic investigation, Wednesday night, police announcing the arrest of YNW Melly and Henry, accusing the rapper of shooting and killing his two so-called friends and working with Henry to stage the crime. And the rapper posting to his Instagram shortly before turning himself in tonight, saying in part, "I'm turning myself in today. I want you guys to know I love you and appreciate every single one of y'all. A couple months ago, I lost my two brothers by violence, and now the system wants to find justice. Unfortunately, a lot of rumors and lies are being said, but no worries. God is with me." YNW Melly was slated to have a concert tomorrow night in Philly. Safe to say, that's not happening. We're live in Fort Lauderdale. I'm Christian De La Rosa, Local 10 News.
Christian, thank you.
Mr. Demons, you're facing 2 counts of premeditated murder, and the court does find probable cause. Further make a preliminary finding of proof evident presumption great. Will be held no bond. And of course, that's without prejudice to have a motion based on State v. Author.
The state would also ask for no contact with Cortland Henry, direct or indirect.
Judge, you did say without prejudice.
Yes.
Because that's something we'll address.
I did say without prejudice.
Judge. Thank you.
Yo, we back. It's your boy Popalot. Mobb, ties, We on our way to Florida with it. Gifford, to be exact. Anybody from Gifford, y'all get in the comment box. We in your city. Feels good to be somewhere other than Orlando or Miami or Tampa. Y'all tap in. Now, today we going to be covering somebody that I got an abnormal number of requests to cover. This goes back at least a year. And the guy that we're going to be covering today is going to be a guy by the name of Jamel Maurice Demons. But he's better known as YNW Melly, or Young Nigga World Melly, however you want to call it. And the reason that we're going to be covering him, it probably would be the high profile double murder case that he's facing. But when you dig into the life of YNW Melly, you see that there's layers to this shit. Now, according to a lot of media sources, he was raised by his single mother in Guilford, Florida. They're gonna say that they don't know exactly who his dad is, but it's gonna be a rapper from the area by the name of The Gift, or Dante Taylor, or Dante the Gift Taylor, that would claim that he is YNW Melly's father. So that's just explosive. You're gonna say that he fathered the child during high school. So that's just one turn that it took. And by all accounts, it looks like he started getting into music right around 2016. That's where he linked up with the YNW clique. And it's crazy, the circumstances surrounding everything with him, because as a lot of people know, or anybody that's familiar with him, they know that he's on trial facing murder charges for two friends. That's what kind of took me a while to try to cover it, because it just seems so complex. At some point, I'm like, is he gonna end up beating this case? Because right after the murders, a lot of people know that he went to Instagram to in condolence of the two men that were killed. So it just was very, very shocking to me that how would somebody do that? Would somebody commit an act like that? Being a public figure, that's just one thing. And if you just nigga, he a famous nigga spinning. So that's just one thing in a sense. But on top of that, if he's the one to do that, would he possibly bring more attention onto himself by putting out a statement on the murders? Or maybe, you know, some niggas be criminal kind of masterminds, or maybe he think like, well, maybe if I put something out on the murder, they ain't gonna know it's on me. But the circumstances surrounding the murder is crazy. It's gonna be him and his friends were in a car, according to YNW Melly. I want to say another car, a suspect pulled up on the side of him, unloaded on the car, killing two members of the YNW family. And not only that, another member was also charged with him. But that's just going to be almost the beginning of his problems, because it wouldn't be long after he was named in that double murder conviction that they also implicated him in the murder of a sheriff deputy in Guilford County, or in the city of Guilford, or Vero Deputy County. And it's going to be a guy by the name of Gary Chambliss. And that is a web of craziness in itself. Now, according to Michael Chambliss, whose son was involved, his son is going to be Michael Chambliss. His son was actually involved and charged in that murder, which was his uncle, because Jerry Chambliss is the uncle of Michael Chambliss's dad, or Michael Chambliss's uncle. So he's going to say on that day, him and his son attended a wake for a friend at Mount Sinai Baptist Church
at the 4400 block of 28th Avenue. Now, they're going to say a number of people were gathered there, and he sent some tension between his son and some other guys. And he's going to say later on that night, his son was driving north on 28th Avenue when somebody threw an object at his car. He's going to say his son would then pick up his firearm and discharge it in the air and then continue to drive north. And that's going to be when they say assailants from an unknown vehicle would fire shots in that direction, hitting Gary Chambers from, I want to say, 170 yards away. So he wasn't the intended target. It seems like his great nephew, if you want to call it that, or his nephew was. But his nephew would end up being charged because he also discharged a firearm. It looked like those charges against him were dropped. I can't say that for sure, but I did see where the authorities were seeking more information in that case. So that's just a compounding factor on top of the double murder case that he's facing. And it's very unfortunate for YNW Melly, because at the time of his arrest, he was presumably at the height of his career. Had, I want to say, a #1 single, Murder on My Mind. And who knows, maybe that kind of plays into the marketing scheme. This shit just so wild and crazy. The game is just so next level. You just never know. That's what took me time to cover this subject. So I'm sorry for all the people that have been getting at me and like, yo, I need this is something you need to cover. I wanted to kind of wait and see how more of the details play out, but I definitely wanted to do this video to see what y'all think, because honestly, I'm 50-50 on it. I'm like, this is still something he probably gonna get found not guilty on with a good lawyer or some shit like that. I don't know. Y'all get in the comment box. Y'all let me know. I'm not a legal analyst. I am not a fucking reporter. To all the people that get at me like I should know all the details, like I'm right there. No, I'm just a hood dude kind of telling y'all about stories that I don't think y'all might not know about, or maybe y'all do know about, but I want y'all insight on it for real. But y'all already know what it is. Y'all follow me on Instagram, Twitter. Y'all keep sending them stories in and let us know who we need to cover. I'm definitely covering a lot of requests that y'all sending in. But yeah, y'all make sure y'all follow me. Keep sending them through. POP_A_LOT. Y'all hit the bell right under this video so y'all know when they coming. And y'all already know what it is. It's the Mobb. Mobb Ties.